there, my most amazing artist, Miss Pelavan here to show you how to paint the background space of your leaf drawing. So for our leaf drawing, we were using the shape of the leaf and the lines inside it to give the implied shape of a leaf, and we also colored them in with colors that were warm for the fall time. So we were trying to focus on using red, orange, yellow, and some brown because the leaves are starting to change right about this time. So today we're going to paint in this white space with just cool colors. So you will see on my paint tray here, I have put some tape on top of the warm colors and the black and white because we are not using them today. We're just going to use green, blue, and the light blue. And actually, you know what? I'm going to take this off of the purpley color because that's kind of a cool color too. So those are your four choices today: green, blue, turquoise, and the violet or purple. So to use these paints, I want to make sure you can see. I've already gotten them a little bit wet for you, but you need to keep getting them wet so that they can keep producing paint. You'll also notice that some of them are dark, which means that there was some other colors left on top of them. So we're going to clean this really quickly just to make sure that it's nice and clean. Let me move this so you can see. So I'm putting my brush in the water cup, touching it to the side, and then swirling it on top of my paint. You'll see how it's kind of muddy. I'm going to clean my brush again and do it one more time. So if your colors get yucky, just keep cleaning them and they should turn back to that beautiful color you're looking for. So if you're ever in a pinch and need to clean it, you just make sure that your brush is clean, clean it off again. So see how that color is getting nice and bright now. So when I'm using the paints, this is called Tempera Cakes. I'm using it kind of like a watercolor, so I'm going to show you the steps for that. First, I'm going to get my brush wet, then I'm going to swirl it on the paint, then I'm going to paint on my paper. Now when we paint, I want you to start close to the leaf shape, and then we'll get another color after and go next to that. So we're making a nice line around our leaf shape, kind of like we're outlining. Now if your color kind of goes away, you're going to need to get a new, or dip in the paint again. So if your colors get kind of light, just swirl it on the paint again and it'll brighten those colors up. Because we used crayon, we are creating a wax resist, which means that the paint will stay outside the shape. So if you go inside your shape of your leaf a little bit, it's okay. Now we don't want our background to be all one color because that's boring. We're going to use a variety of colors around our leaves when we are painting. Now while I was painting there, I thought of a couple things to remind you of. When you're holding your brush, you want to make sure to hold it on the handle. That's the part that's behind this metal part here. I call this metal part the danger zone. Don't put your fingers in the danger zone because then they will be in danger of getting dirty and we are not washing them. Also, the paint can sometimes get in the danger zone. Try not to let that happen. We want to keep the danger zone clean so that our fingers don't get messy and our artwork stays nice and neat. So now I'm ready to change a color, so I'm going to change and use this pretty purple color. It's dirty again, so I need to clean it. Remember, you have to have some patience. Clean that color off, clean your brush again. There we go, that looks much, much better. Now you want to keep your colors clean so that they don't get all messed up like that. We can do that by cleaning our brush in the water, making sure that our brush is clean when we get a new color. All right, I'm ready to put on my second color now, and I'm going to put it right next to that first color, keeping it nice and close. Just realized I missed a part, but that's okay. I'm going to keep moving on. So I'm trying to keep my brush pointy and make those nice, neat lines. I'm looking for any spot that doesn't have purple next to it. Notice I'm not getting more water on my paintbrush when I'm getting some more of my color. I'm just touching it back on that paint because it still has water on it. And plus, someone else at my table might be using that color too, and they might get a little bit of water on it, and that'll help me out. If I put too much water on it, then it will just make the color all yucky. All right, that's looking awesome. Now I'm gonna switch to a different color. I'm gonna go to green next. So I'm getting it nice and wet, making sure it's clean. And now I'm ready to paint. So I'm gonna keep going around the outside here until I run out of room. Keeping my brush pointy, keeping my hand in the handle of my brush, not in the danger zone. Looking at my artwork while I'm creating it. If my eyes are looking at my neighbor while I'm creating my art, then I'm not going to be very successful. When I'm painting, I'm going to paint all the way to the outside edge of my paper. Alright, I think I got everything. Alright, now I'm going to do my last color, which is the dark blue. And you want to make sure you use all the colors. All those colors that are not taped. Cleaning off the blue. This will also get my paint nice and wet, so I don't need a lot of water. Now this time with this last color, I'm going to go all the way to the edge. You can go in whatever order you want when you're painting. Just remember you need to use all 4 colors. If you have extra room, you can repeat some, or you can just go to the edge. I could probably fit a couple more here, but I'm just going to finish painting so you can have time to work. A couple more white spots. My eyes are looking for those white spots. And now my painting is done. Now when you carry your painting to the drying rack, because this can't go in your folder, you're going to carry it with 2 hands like you're holding your lunch tray in the cafeteria. We don't want to hold it with 1 hand under like this because we might drop it on the ground. Remember to hold it with 2 hands and pinch it like you have crabby claws and you're pinching like this. You're pinching the sides. Remember to enter the space for the drying rack correctly and exit correctly so you don't run into anybody else. I will be back at the drying rack to help you. After you're done, go back to your seat. Put your painting materials away and you can do the next step.